to get these because most people, you see them doing things like this. You know, maybe even if they're doing it very slowly, it looks very nice. This is not Tai Chi. Tai Chi is learning to coordinate your body, strengthening your balance, your internal organs. This is, you're getting really strong elbows. See, so you've got to use the principles of Tai Chi in order to get energy moving through your body, to massage your internal organs, to shift your weight so that you can learn how to balance better. So these are really important. This is the way you move through Tai Chi. So these, even though it's a very short, simple form, it's essential that you learn to do this so that when you learn your bigger forms, you're doing them properly. All right. Was there anything else? Okay, so here we go. So we're going to review the five directions. So you have your feet about shoulder width apart, your back straight. This is, have your arms out slightly, your hands are out, your head is raised up, you're looking forward. This is actually the first direction, which is earth. This is, you're centered, all your energy is being controlled, you're well balanced. So this is, you know, direction one is actually centering. Now, direction two, what we're going to do is we're going to go forward and up. So when we do that, we want our feet, if you can, pointing forward. So you're going to, when we're in earth, our weight is over the center of our feet, both on the balls and heels of our toe. What we're going to do is we're going to shift forward and put the weight, we're not leaning forward, we're kind of going up at a 45-degree angle. We're even sharper than that. So our weight is shifting onto the balls of our feet and our toes. You don't have to lift your feet off the ground. We're just shifting our weight forward. And as we do, our hands come up. And now what we're going to do is we're going to shift our weight into the heels. We're not leaning backwards, but the weight's in our heels, but we're still grabbing the ground with our toes, and our hands come down. So balls of our feet and toes, heels and toes. Toes are grabbing. So this is forward and back. But of course in Tai Chi it's not quite as simple as it seems. So what we're doing here is we're shifting forward, but then we're sticking our butt out a little bit. I don't know if you can see in this shirt, maybe I should just momentarily tuck this in back. So we're here, we're going forward, and then we're arching our back slightly. And what happens is we go forward, watch our hands. Our hands are expressing our body. So our hands are going forward, and then when we arch, they come up a little bit. So we're actually, the forward is arching, hands come up, and now heels, and then our back rounds. So now it's straight, and that pulls our hands down. So forward, arch, hands come up, heels, round our back, basically our pelvis and our spine. So it's actually three. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So that's when we're going back and forth. That's what's happening. We're center, earth. Going forward, that's metal. We're going up and then coming back down, that's wood. So that's forward, that's three of the directions. Now the other two, we're going to shift to the left. I'll mirror you. So shift to the left. So our feet, we want, in this case, we want our feet to be a little bit more, we're going to do what's called posting side to side. So we don't want our feet close together because otherwise you're kind of just doing this. Have them about 1.5 shoulder widths apart. So what we're doing is we're posting to one side. So we're shifting We're just not going like this. First of all, our body, it's Tai Chi, our body, our upper body moves as a unit, so we're not doing this. Do not do this, and do not do this. Our body is a unit, so it's got to get pushed over by our feet. And how far do we go? Well, we shift till hip, knee, and ankle are straight, but we want to then, we're pushing with our balls of our feet, we're going over here, and then we're sinking into our heel. How much do we sink in? We'll see. This has almost no weight, so you should be able to eventually do that. So we're shifting here. So we're posting, sinking down. So this is, we're going to do a 4 count. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. You sink into the heel. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so what happens now? So we're going this direction. See our hands, we're going back and forth. See our hands are starting to express what our body does. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Just as we get here, we're going to turn. So our hands are moving in this direction. We're going to turn our waist. We're not turning our hips because we don't want to stress our knees. We turn our waist and arch our back slightly. So now we're coming up. Now we're going to shift back to this side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we turn our waist. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, got the 5 directions, so we'll just go through them once and then you can practice those on your own. So we start out on earth. So we'll just take a breath, breathe in, breathe out. Okay, so we're going forward. So balls of our feet arch our back, our hands come up, 4, and now we're going to sink down on our heels, pull our pelvis in, sink back. Now we're going to post left, 1, 2, 3, 4, turn, 1, 2, 3, 4, post to the other side, 1, 2, 3, 4, turn your waist, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then return to the center, 1, 2, 3, 4. So one time we'll go through without the counting, but it should be taking a measure. So forward, back, post, turn left, post, turn right, and then return to the center. Here. So you can just do that. I'll do it, so you're getting your directions up, back, left, right, and center. Okay, you've now mastered the 5 directions. We're going to go on to the 8 expressions. In Tai Chi, your hands are expressing what your body's doing, and you do it slowly. You're building up your body awareness. You almost don't move your hands. For instance, like you'll see people like doing this. Okay, we'll just do one. You'll see them doing this, gathering the energy, pulling it in. Okay, that's not Tai Chi because our hands moving. What happens is here, our hands here, see what? It's in front of my navel. It appears to go, this is, you want to be doing this. It looks like my hand's moving, but watch. As I go across, what's happening? It's staying in front of my heart. I'm posting and turning. Right, then I'm bringing it down. It's in front of my navel. I post, turn. So my hand's actually just doing this. But because it's following the energy of my body, It appears to be making a circle. So this is important because this is what we just did with the directions. We're posting and turning, posting and turning, posting, turning. So this is essential in your practice because this, like I said, this allows you to, you're working your balance, you're becoming aware of where your body is, because instead of just throwing your arms out, you're being aware of everything your body's doing, and you're controlling it. So it's sharpening you mentally, and plus because you're posting, you're building your balance, right? Because you're posting over here, and then you're turning when you turn your waist, that squeezes, twists your internal organs, so you're letting pushing out stale fluids, letting fresh fluids in. And with your breathing, there's a whole breathing thing, but you should be doing abdominal breathing all the time. Not up here. There's a whole little, on the website, there's a whole little thing about how to do abdominal breathing, but basically you're breathing in below the navel comes out, and then when you breathe out, it comes in. So breathe in down here, breathe out. All right. Now mastered abdominal breathing, or you can go to the website or online. There's like dozens, if not hundreds, of abdominal breathing is essential for meditation, any kind of martial arts. So there's hundreds of videos on it online. Okay, but we're here to learn about the 8 expressions. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out, we're going to post to one side. So we'll post, let's see, I'm mirroring you, so you're going to be posting to the right side. So remember, we bring our weight over, 1, 2, 3, and then 4, we sink in to this heel. Our leg is straight, but our knee must be bent. If you want to get, when we're doing Tai Chi, sometimes it looks like you never lock out your joint. In general, your knees are always bent. That way you're flexing, you're actually putting pressure on your lower body, which is developing your bone density. It's another thing you're doing while you're practicing. You're building your bone density, you're becoming aware of also your balance. So we're posting, so we're gonna get over here, we're gonna post to the right, and then my left hand comes up. Sorry, I'm mirroring you. Yeah, this is my left hand comes up, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your pulse. So you're gonna come over here, you're gonna take your pulse. Now here's the movement. So we're gonna post, so we're gonna post 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're gonna turn, and our hand's gonna come out. Oh, it's snowing. Our hand's gonna come out, but we're gonna post, and then we're gonna take the pulse on the other one. You're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, sink in, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 as you turn. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4. I was watching myself on the monitor, so I forgot to do the movement. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Sink in. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sink. 1, 3, 4. Okay, congratulations. Just learned the first 3 of the 5 expressions. So what's going on here? So when we shift, we're actually coming over, we're not hitting with the shoulder, but since our body is straight, hip, knee, and ankle, our shoulder is sticking out. So we're coming over and we're actually hitting with the side, but our shoulder sticks out. So we're shouldering, so that's 1. So our hands are up here. So we're 1, shoulder. 2, as we turn, we're hitting them with our elbow. And then 3, there's the expression of that, of this particular movement. So we're coming up, so we're 1, 2, 3, shouldering, and then 1, 2, elbow, and then 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, sink down, that's hitting with the shoulder, 2, 1, 2, hitting with the elbow, and then our hands coming out. So 1, so this is shoulder, elbow, and you're actually hitting with your forearm. You generally, especially if you're just learning to fight, you don't want to ever use your hand to hit something, you're just going to hurt yourself. So we're hitting, so it's like we're here, we're hitting them with our shoulder, elbowing them, and then hitting them, say, across the chest with our forearm. So we're here. So remember, it's a martial arts too. So, but that helps you make sure you're performing correctly. So we're here. Take your pulse, shoulder, elbow, forearm. I'm going to say hand, but shoulder. So come up, shoulder, elbow, hand. This is called coming over. This is called ward off. So we're here, shoulder. Okay, so we're gonna make a little form. We're already 17 after. Okay, we're gonna make a little form and then we'll keep adding on to it. So we're gonna start as earth center. So we're just gonna post. Sorry, post right. Sorry, I'm mirroring you. So post right. Your hand comes up, and you're gonna take your pulse, and you're gonna 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn 1, 2, 3, 4. Post sink down on 4. Elbow, wrist, and then what we're going to do, we went to each side, and then we're going to come back to the center. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's very short now because we've only got the the first 3 movements. So we'll just do that one more time. So we're going to start in the center. We're going to come post to the right. Your hand's going to come up, and then we're going to start 1, 2, 3. On 4 we sink down, then we turn. Post 2, 3, 4, and then turn. Hand comes over, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so that's ward off. That's in all the forms. You see it. The first 5 movements are called the grasp the bird's tail. So anyway, so we're here. So the second one is so we're gonna post. So let's post to the right. Your hands are gonna come up. You're grabbing a rope, but now you're gonna turn the front hand over because you're grabbing the rope, and then you're going to be posting, turning, grab the rope on this side, turn the hand back over, post, turn. This is called rolling back. Post, turn this hand over, and then you're coming across. One more time, there, here. Okay, not you, but what's happening, what the other students are doing, they're doing this. Remember, once again, this is not Tai Chi, because what's happening, I'm building up my shoulders, but nothing's happening to the rest of my body. So we're using the Tai Chi principle, so we're going to, one side, we're grabbing the rope, turning your hands over. So what are we doing? Now we're posting, so just like before, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we sink down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we turn our waist, and that gets our hands over there. And then we grab, turn over, post, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So posting, turning. Grab the rope, turn our hand over, post, and then turn. Just do that one more time each side. Sink, shoulder, elbow. So my elbow's coming around first, and then hands. Turn over, posting, sink down, shoulder, elbow, hands. Grab, turn over, shoulder, elbow, hands. So how much are my hands moving? Actually, not at all, because watch here. They're here. So we're here, I'm posting, but see, I'm not doing this. Remember, that's what the other students, you're not doing it, but the other students are doing this. This is why I have to clarify it. You're here, and now see my hands? See, my arms aren't moving. My hands get over there because my waist turned. Here, over. See this hand, watch this hand. This hand's in front of my heart. See, it stays right there in front of my heart. The other hand, both my hands, when you're beginning, later obviously you want to be more relaxed, but right now you want to make sure your hands are being moved by your body. Might look like I'm doing this, but I'm not. See, this is what it looks like when I'm doing that. See, my hands are staying, so to get them over there, I have to do. So now, congratulations, you're doing Tai Chi. All right, so will that end? We've got 7 minutes. I think we can get the next movement in too. So we're starting here. We'll do forward and back. So breathe in. Sink down, heels round your back. Breathe out. Now we're gonna post to the right side. Your hand comes up. Okay, so now we're gonna start. This is ward off. You're taking your pulse. So post, 2, 3, 4. Sink on here. Now your knees are bent. Remember, so you're flexing. You're putting pressure on your bones, and then you're gonna turn. 1, 3, 4. Take your pulse. 1, 2, 4. Elbow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now grab the rope. Turn your hand over. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sink down. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Grab the rope. 1, 2, 4. Sink down into your heel. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. And then come back here. Into the center. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, see, you're approaching, so you actually have the first 4 of the expressions, because remember, it's number 1 is posting and hitting with your shoulder, 2 elbow, and then 3 whatever the expression is, and the first one is ward off, and then in this one 2 here you're doing number 1, which is shouldering, number 2 elbow, and then number 4, which is roll back. Here, turn over, so shoulder, elbow, and then roll back, and then we're just coming back to the center, so back where we started. All right, the number 1, we're gonna get 1 more in, so you'll have 5 of the 8, so you can actually do a little form. You can start up. You can do the 5 directions. Remember, the 5th. It might seem like there's 4 directions, but when you come back, you're sinking down. The 5th direction is the center. If you see a Chinese coin, there's like northeast, southwest are on the edge, but it's got a hole in the middle. That's Earth. That's the center. So your energy is there. So you're balanced. Okay, so then when we do the 8 expressions, we've already learned 4. Now we're going to the 5th one. So we're here. We roll back, come back, and then we press. So we're here. We've grabbed the rope, gone over, turn. Now you come up, and it's like you're taking your pulse again. You're here, but what's happening is you're posting, so that's shoulder, post down, and then turn, but this time your hand stays attached instead of coming down below. So here, this is called pressing, and now you're pressing that against the person. So in the first one, you're hitting the person with your forearm. This one, your hand, and you're hitting them like with your wrist, and your hand is on your wrist. So we'll go from here. We'll go here. We'll do roll back, come across. Okay, so now you're going to come. You're going to put your hand on your wrist, just your fingers. You're going to post 1, 2, 3, 4, sink down, and then you turn, and your hands. So see the elbow is still coming first, elbow, and then your hand. Now you're going to go to the other side. Post 1, 2, 3, 4, sink down, and then turn 1, 3, 4. We'll do a couple of those. So this is pressing. It's one of them. And turn, pressing. So once again, what are you noticing? So we're shoulder, sink down, and then now we're turning elbow, and then where are my hands? See my hands? I'm not doing this. My hands are in front of my heart. And so to get my hands over there, I have to turn my waist so they end up over there. Now I switch, post, elbow, press, switch, post, elbow, press. See my arms, and this one, my arms are literally not moving the way we're doing it right now. See, because you should, your body is moving. It's essential. If you want to have Tai Chi work for you, your body has to move your hands. All right, so we're going to do our form, and that'll be it for today. You've already got 5, of the movements. Post shoulder, that's 1, 2, elbow, and then whatever the hand movement is. So you've got press, roll back, and this is ward off. This is ward off. I'll start again. So we're here. So this one is ward off, roll back. And now when you do this one, this is called pressing. Your hands stay attached. Okay, so here we go. Got enough time to do the form maybe 2 times, so here we go. We're here. We'll just come up to start. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now we'll post. Sink down. Our hands come up. We're taking our pulse, so now we're going to start. So shoulder, sink down, you're hitting with your shoulder, elbow, and then separate. This is ward off. So post, take the pulse, turn. Okay, so now we're going to grab the rope, turn over. This is roll back, so we do the same thing. Post, sink down onto our heel. We're pushing off the ball of our foot, and then we're turning our waist. Elbow goes first. We're turning, hit, turn over, roll back. And now we're coming over, This is press, turn, go over, post, sink into the heel, press, and then come back down. All right, so you'll see once we start learning some of the other forms, you'll see that those movements are in almost all the forms. So those movements are in all the forms, but I meant in the individual parts of all the forms use those principles. So we're going to pull down the heavens. I forgot to bow in. We usually pull down the heavens to start and stop. We'll pull down the heavens to stop. So breathe in, breathe out. This is like bowing in, setting our minds on our practice, and now we're going to gather the energy we built up and the knowledge, and then we're going to go back to our daily lives one more time. Breathe in, breathe out, and then we, body, mind, we clap for ourselves because we did something good for ourselves.